How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Kuf Mem Aleph, Daf 141 of Masechta BavaBasra. Friends, your friends. Alright, today's Daf I think should actually be pretty easy, especially because we're not going to get very far on Amud Beis. Yeah, we're just going to have more to do tomorrow. Yeah, they're like, the stopping points coming up are like, for the next like two daf are a little, whatever, not super clean. So anyways, so I think today's daf should actually be pretty quick. Alright, we're going to start on daf Kuf Mem Aleph Amid Aleph on the third line of the Amud. Ha'omer im yalda ishti zocher v'chule. That if somebody says that so the Mishnah had said that if somebody says that, if my wife gives birth to a boy, the boy will get 100 zuzes. If my wife gives birth to a girl, the girl will get 200 zuzes. So frek the Gemara, lememra devasa difale mi ben. What does that mean? That girls are better than boys? That if a person dies without a son to inherit him, so that means that Hashem is very angry with him. As the Bible says, that if you have to give your estate to your daughter because you have no sons, well then it would be v'ha'avartem. Ha'avara ela evra, and ha'avara is like evra. Shenemar yom evra hayom mahu. It's a very angry day. So it sounds like boys would be better than girls. The Inyan Yerusha ben Adifale. Look, when it comes to inheritance, it's better to have a son for practical reasons. If you have a son and your son inherits you, well then the property remains within the shevet. But if you have a daughter and the daughter inherits you, and then the daughter marries somebody from different shevet, then that property will end up in that other shevet. So when it comes to Yerusha, it's better to have a son. The Inyan Harvache bito Adifale. But in terms of, like taking care of your daughter and making sure that she has, money, like in the Mishnah it says, right? If it's a boy, 100 zuz, if it's a girl, 200 zuz, because, as Rashi says, Rashbam says, that she has a more difficult time, schnorring for food, than a boy would. So therefore, when it comes to taking care of your daughters, take better care of your daughters, because I guess the sons could schnorr, but the girls, it's more difficult for them, and therefore give them more money. That's when the Mishnah is giving his daughter 200 zuzes and the son only 100 zuzes. Shmuel Amar says, Shmuel, well, the Mishnah is talking about when it's the first child. When it's the first child. That if the first child is a daughter, then that's good for boys. Those say some say that means because she will raise the sons, right? So meaning first have a daughter and then have a bunch of boys. And the oldest daughter will take care of the boys. Those who say or because if you have a family with just a lot of boys, people will be very jealous. But if you have a girl first, well then people won't be as jealous, and then you can have a lot of boys, and there won't be an ayin hara, and then you'll still be able to have a lot of boys. So it's the first daughter, and that is why she's. It says that the boy if it's a boy, then 100. If the girl, it's 200, because in this context, the girl would be better. And for me, says Rav Chizda, girls are better for me than boys. Okay. Alternatively, to explain the Mishnah, Mani Rabbi Yehuda. This is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. Hey Rabbi Yehuda, which opinion of Rabbi Yehuda would be our Mishnah? Right? Our Mishnah is saying that, right, that the girl is better than the boy. Which opinion of Rabbi Yehuda would that shtim with? Ilim Rabbi Yehuda the bakol If it's Rabbi Yehuda about Bakol, right? It says Vashem Berachas Avram Bakol. The Tana Vashem Berachas Avram Bakol. Reb Meir almost says Reb Meir Shaloi Oyelo Bas, that Hashem blessed Avram Avinu with everything, that he didn't have a daughter, right? He had everything, he didn't have a daughter. Interesting. Everything being defined in what he doesn't have. I would think everything should be defined in all the things that he does have. Although an interesting thing, I guess, like, if you define all the things that he has, in some ways it's kind of limiting, because, like, well, maybe then there's more than those things. But if you say by what he doesn't have, then it means in Mimela he has everything else. Rabbi Yehuda says Taka, he had a daughter, and her name was Bakol. So we see that Taka, everything includes daughters. But Eimer, Teshamas le Rabbi Yehuda, Barta Nami lo Chasre Rachmana leAvram. Ta'adif mi ben mishamas le. But still, all that proves is that Avram Avinu had not only a son but also a daughter. It doesn't say prove that girls are better than boys. Ella ha Rabbi Yehuda, rather the following opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, the Tanya, as we learn in the Mishnah, mitzvah lozen es habonis and v'kavachomer lebanim. It is a mitzvah for a father to give financial support for his daughters, and certainly for the sons, the aski b'torah de Rameir, because the sons are learning Torah. So if the daughters get mizonos, kavachomer, the sons who are learning Torah should get mizonos. That's the opinion of Rameir. Rabbi Yehuda Omer fakert. Rabbi Yehuda says the opposite. Mitzvah lozon es habonim v'kavachomer lebanis. That it's a mitzvah to pay for the food of the sons, and kavachomer for the daughters, to litzalan, so that they shouldn't have to go around begging for food and things like that. So we see in that context that when it comes to taking care of your daughters, that is more imperative, and that is why the Mishnah, right? So the Mishnah would be like that opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, and that is why the Mishnah says that 100 zuzes for the boy, 200 zuzes for the girl. Elohad de Tanya, that which we learn in a brisa, Yod Zocher and Nekeva, that if the wife gives birth to a boy and a girl, Hazocher notel shisha dinarin v'anekeva notels shnei dinarin. The boy gets 6 dinars. Now we're talking about golden dinars. A golden dinar is 25 silver dinars, and a silver dinar is a zuz. So it's basically 25 times 6 is 150 zuzes. 2 times 25 is 50 zuzes. So we're saying that if the mother gives birth to a boy and a girl, the boy would get 150 zuzes, the girl would get 50 zuzes. Bimai, what exactly is the scenario? Like these are kind of random numbers. We've been talking about 100, 200, what's 150 and 50? So Amar Rav Ashi says, Rav Ashi, Misa l'shmaita kamid of Kana, that I said in front of Rav Kana b'misaris. It's talking about where he flips it around. What does it mean? What does he flip around? The Amar Zocher Tchila Masayim Nikeva Achara V'loklum, that initially he had said, okay, if it's a boy, the boy will get 200 zuzes, but if it's a girl afterwards, then the girl won't get anything. But then he said, Nikeva Tchila, if it is the girl first, Mana, she'll get 100 zuzes, Zocher Achrea Mana, and if it's a Zocher second, you get 100 zuzes. Okay, so meaning first, the stipulation was if it's a boy and then a girl, so the boy gets 200, the girl gets none. If it's a girl and then a boy, the girl gets 100 and the boy gets 100. But then, now the wife gave birth to a boy and a girl, and we don't know which, right? We were looking the other way. We don't know which one was actually born first. So now what do you do? So Zocher shakol mana mimanav shach. Okay, so either way, the Zocher gets 100, right? Because if he was born first, he gets 200. If he was born second, he gets 100. So he gets at least 100. Idach mana. What about the second 100, right? Because he was, the father was committing to 200 zuzes, right? If it's a boy first, the boy gets 200 and the girl gets nothing. If it's the girl first, she gets 100 and he gets 100. But he's committing 200 zuz. So we're saying the boy automatically gets 100 zuzes, right? Because if he's first, he gets 200. If he's second, he gets 100. So Memele gets 100. Now, with regard to the second 100, we don't know, does it go to the girl or does it go to the boy? So we split it. So, right, Idach Mona Avamomin Hamuto Besafik V'cholkin, and we split it, like Sumchus says. And therefore, that is how we get to 150 and 50. that the boy automatically gets 100, and then in terms of the second 100, the boy and the girl split it. So the boy gets 50, so 150, and the girl gets 50. That which we learn in the Brisa, Yolda Zocher Unekeva Ein Lo Ela Mono. Now we learn in the Brisa that if she gives birth to a boy and a girl, there's only a mana. What means only a mana? Who's only getting a mana? Ravina says, Ravina b'mivasreini. It's talking about if the father had said, whoever gives me these tidings, whoever tells me that my wife had a baby and tells me if it's a boy or a girl, I will give that fellow 100 zuzes. The Tanim Vasreni Bome Niftar Rachma Shal Ishti, that whoever tells me, whoever gives me the good news about what baby my wife had, Im Zachri Tomana, if the baby was a Zachar, so the messenger, the announcer, the deliverer of good tidings will get 100 zuzis. Yalda, where am I? Im Zachar Yitomana. Yalda Zachar no Tomana. Okay, so if it was a boy, then the Mivasar gets 100 zuzis. Im Nekeva Mana Yalda, what? Im Nekeva Mana. Okay, and if it's a girl, the Mivasar will also get 100. Yalda Nekeva no Tomana. So again, if the wife gives birth to a girl, so the Mavasa will get 100 zuzis. Yolda Zachru Nekeva, Ein Lo Ela Mana. If the wife gave birth to a boy and a girl, to twins, well then the Mavasa will only get 100. V'ha Zachru Nekeva Lo Amar. But one second, the father didn't say anything about twins. The father said if it's a boy, 100. If it's a girl, 100. Didn't say anything about a boy and a girl. Darmanami Im Zachru Nekeva Nami Yitomana. He also had said that if it's a boy and a girl, so still the Mavasa will get 100. Okay, so then what's being excluded over here? Why is he talking about boy and girls? Why don't you say, I guess, if my wife has a baby? Well, Lamute Nefel, to exclude a stillborn. If it's a stillborn, so then not. But otherwise it would be 100 zuzis. Or at least a non-viable baby, right? A baby that would not be able to survive. I reckon that could be a reference maybe to a baby born like in the 8th month, which we assume will not survive. But anyways, all right, we're going to stop here, because if we start now, there isn't really a good place to stop for a while. I think we'll start here. We'll stop here, and then tomorrow there's also, the place to stop tomorrow is also a little bit, about halfway through the Amud Beis, so that's we'll have to do it. All right, yeah, today we're just basically talking about boys and girls and who's better in what context. Peace out.